Hello, welcome to your lunch break shift. Hopefully you're able to get somewhere where you can be barefoot, where you can feel free, where you can feel as though nobody can see you so you can act as crazy or weird as you want to be, which is why you grabbed a hula hoop to do yoga with. If you don't have a hula hoop though, all of these practices are very accommodating to people that do not have a hula hoop. So if you don't have a hula hoop, just do the movements that you would without having a hula hoop. So like such as right now, let's bring our feet a little bit wider than hips distance. If you don't have a hula hoop, you would just bring your hips from side to side. If you do have a hula hoop, you'll roll the hoop from side to side. You can even bring it behind you, whatever you want. So it's really quite easy to do with or without a hula hoop. If you have the legs straight, let's go ahead and bend one leg and then the other. Maybe we'll widen our stance a little bit more. So you can see how you can easily do this with or without a hula hoop, right? Great. So bending into one and then the other. We'll take it a little bit slower here in just a moment. Let's just keep rocking back and forth for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Go ahead and roll the hoop over and bring your left elbow to the inside of your left knee. Let's walk our feet out a little bit more. Turn these left toes out so you're about a heel to heel or heel to inner arch alignment. Bring that elbow right inside of the knee or right on top of it, and you use it to help bring the inner thigh of that bent leg out slightly as you turn your gaze skyward, trying to bring your shoulders one on top of the other by lifting that top elbow towards the sky. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears, literally feeling your neck get longer from doing that. And stay here for a few more breaths. Maybe you turn the gaze towards those left toes and maybe even past to feel neck stretch. And come on up. We're going to bend into that leg once more. Let's bend into it and keep this foot on the ground. And come on up. Turn these back toes slightly forward and then bring the heel back just slightly. Turn the right toes out so your heel is facing towards that back arch or heel. And then feel this inner thigh of this right leg as it slowly is opening up, bringing that knee towards the second toe or the big toe. And then use that elbow on the knee to help open up the torso and feel those bottom ribs, those bottom back ribs turning forward, opening the heart, bringing that elbow towards the sky. And then think about bringing those feet towards one another and seeing what engages by bringing them towards one another, even though they're not moving. And then think of them spreading away from each other. Stay here for a few more breaths. Go ahead and come up for a moment. Lift the toes up and turn the toes slightly a little bit more towards the front, but not completely. And then we're going to bend into that leg once more. Stay grounded in this entire back foot. Then lift on up. Great. And so here, you may need to heel toe your feet in a little bit. And then we're going to jump those feet together. Awesome. All right. Let's go ahead and bring that hoop to the outside of the left leg. Bring the knee out and forward. Step this right foot back. So we'll find ourselves in a high lunge. You can see how, again, you can do this without a hula hoop. But for all of those that do have a hula hoop, gosh, isn't it nice to have something to help us balance and pretend that it's a little imaginary wall that is hugging this front hip in. You see that? Hug it in. And then bend into that front knee while the inner thigh of this back leg is drawing back towards back towards the heel. If you want to, you can go ahead and reach that arm up the same as the back leg. Let's first find a little bit of an arch and then come out of that arch. Great. Let's hop this back foot in just slightly. Boop, and straighten this front leg and roll the hoop forward, trying to bring the chest over that front straight leg. Lifting the quad up and off of the knee, knowing it's okay to keep a little mini bend here. And then here, what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, bend into that front leg, find a high lunge, and then exhale, straighten the front leg, bring that hand back, roll the hoop forward, doing that 2 more times. Inhaling, bend into that front leg. Exhale, straighten it. You're kind of on the tippy toes of that back foot or on the ball mounds of the back foot. And 1 more, inhaling. Exhale. Great. And then we'll step this back foot forward. Great. If you seem to be traveling like I do, I'm getting a little bit too close to the camera, then find yourself and walk back a little bit. Great. Bring this hoop to the outside of your right leg. Bring the left knee up and then step it forward. Find yourself in this high lunge. And breathe. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy, mirroring sometimes is hard. So if you followed me and you feel like you have the same foot forward as you did before, then go ahead and step the right foot forward. That's right, mirroring. So if you're looking at the camera, I am mirroring you, so it should be the same leg as the one that you're using. So your right foot is forward. Sorry about that. Whoopsie daisy. And then use this hoop to hug that hip in. Bring this back hip a little bit forward, the inner thighs drawing towards that back heel. Think of both inner thighs drawing away from one another, creating a little bit more space in that pelvic floor. If you did so on the other side, go ahead and lift that arm up towards the sky. And then we'll find a little C shape of the body, lifting the heart up and then back. Feeling length from fingertips all the way out that back heel. And then come and get out of that C shape, stacking the torso right above the hips and see about maybe bending a little bit deeper. This time, let's go ahead and straighten that front leg and exhale, fold over that front leg. If you feel that you're too wide, you can always hop that back foot in slightly. Breathing. Even here, think of those inner thighs drawing away from one another, the sit bones moving away from one another, the heart moving forward, the hip crease moving back. And then from here, let's go ahead and bend into that front leg, finding this crescent lunge. And then exhale, straighten that front leg and forward fold. Inhale, bending and finding the high lunge. Exhale, straighten that front leg and forward fold. 1 more. Inhaling. And exhale. Great. Come back up to your high lunge. You can bring your hand to your hip and step this back foot forward. Wonderful. So we'll get into our lovely outer hips. Bring the hoop to the outside of your left leg. Bring your right knee in towards the middle and bring that foot on top of the standing leg. From here, again, think of those inner thighs wrapping around to the outer hips to help bring that knee towards the ground. Keep this foot nice and flexed, extending through the heel, bending in this standing leg. Do a little couple, I don't know, kind of like hops, lifting up and then down. Seeing if maybe with each time you bend back down, you can go a little deeper. And if you fall out of it, who cares? Just get back into it. And from here, go ahead and straighten that standing leg, lean the heart forward, and then fold over. Bend that knee again. Reach the hip crease back and lift back up. Go ahead and come on to both of the feet. Roll the hoop to the outside of the right leg this time. And draw the left knee in towards the middle. Place that foot on top of the other knee. Keep that foot active, and then bringing the hip crease back, the inner thighs back. And breathing into that outer hip. And then we'll find those little lifts and then bend deep. And do that 3 or 4 times. Thinking about going deeper with each time. Go ahead and straighten the standing leg. Hinge at the hip crease. Bringing the hands towards the ground. And bend back into that standing leg. Think about the pubic bone moving back way behind you, like super way behind you. Reach the heart so in front of you. And then stay for a moment wherever feels best, hugging that standing hip in still. And slowly coming on out. And bring that foot back, down. Great. So wide feet. Having the toes just the slightest turned out, just the slightest. And from here, hinge at one hip. Come back up, hinge at the other hip. And find a little flow here. And back and forth. If you wanted to keep the arms straight, you're welcome to do that as well. Whatever feels best for you at the moment. And one more round. Great. So here's where we're going to together, bring the feet together. If you have the hula hoop, bring it around your body. If you don't have a hula hoop, you can still rock around without the hoop and just do what feels lovely to you. If you have the hula hoop, you're welcome to use me as a guide or just do whatever you want to do to find movement in your body. Or you can hold on to the hoop with the fingertips just right underneath it so you feel like you don't even have to hold on to it, but you can just lightly hold on to it. Just find a little rocking back and forth pattern. You're bringing one hand forward and the other hand. You're welcome to bend the elbows and straighten the arms, bringing the hoop up and then down. Welcome to find some spins as well, spinning one way and then the other way. Maybe allowing yourself to close your eyes and just let yourself feel soothed by the rocking you're creating for yourself. Isn't it when there's a baby that is, kind of fussy, don't we rock them back and forth? And there's something soothing about that. So allow yourself to soothe yourself. You can always bring the hula hoop right underneath your armpits, wherever you want. You can let the hula hoop touch your back and give the low back or the booty or anywhere on your body a little bit of touch. the sensation. And stay here for as long as you're able. And perhaps you end by hula hooping around the waist. Perhaps you end by going through some sun salutations. Or perhaps this is the amount of time that you've allotted for yourself, and be grateful for the time that you've given. And I hope you feel a little bit more soothed throughout your afternoon. And I hope you bow in gratitude for yourself, for the practice, for showing up for yourself, and for the gift that it is to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of others, so that we can be better and more mindful throughout the rest of our day, how we treat others, how we treat the world. Thanks so much for practicing. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. So much gratitude.